Folks, welcome. We are starting on Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. But first, I do want to say something. That just to retell a little bit of a story here. I've heard this before. I don't know how accurate it is. That supposedly, and keep in mind that as far as I know, this is still just a rumor. It may have been confirmed in an interview or something later. But it is generally said that Insomniac decided on the name Ripto's Rage for this game. They based the name Ripto off of seeing the logo for the original Spyro the Dragon in Japan. And I prepped for this. I have an image to show on screen right now. Something that I stole from the land of eBay of the Japanese case for Spyro the Dragon, or at the very least, that's what the cover looked like. And yeah, you can definitely see the resemblance. So even if it's not necessarily true, it's definitely one that you can kind of go, oh wow, that's a hell of a coincidence. Mostly I'm bringing this up because this is like all I know about the game off the top of my head. And also, I mean, this feels like the sort of thing that people on the internet, you know, young people nowadays, they would see something like this and they would absolutely psychoanalyze the hell out of it. And, you know, at the very least, they are trying to do a media literacy, even if they're not necessarily looking at things in, you know, the most sensible of directions. I certainly do not think that it is intended to be anything. Yeah, he's definitely a lot less of a tough guy kind of looking. I don't remember how detailed the horns were for the original, but they look a lot straighter in that. And also, I mean, he's got the rounded brow ridges, which, you know, instead of the you know, the eyebrows. So definitely he looks a little bit, the facial expression is just making me think he looks a little bit more like a dog. Just somebody's dog that they've put in a slightly silly Halloween costume. I don't know. Anywho, folks, let me stack all my windows properly so that way I can read shit. And let us get going on a game that I don't really know a whole lot about. Except that it's taking place in the world of dragons.
Is this rain ever gonna stop? I've forgotten what the sun looks like. We should go on vacation. Somewhere warm. Somewhere sunny. Dragon Shores, yeah! I haven't been there since we kicked Nasty Nork's butt.
Oh, so he really did go to Disneyland after he whooped Nasty Nork's ass.
Last one there's a Nork.
Almost. Oh, come on, I don't know if that's fair, Spyro.
Is it working, Professor?
Almost. Just a few more adjustments to these orbs and...
Maybe this isn't such a good idea. Bringing a dragon here could just make Ripto more angry.
Calm down, Hunter, and stop fidgeting.
But you saw the professor's book. They have claws like this, and teeth like this, and they can spit fire like this.
I don't know, he's not impressing me with any of that.
Ripto.
That's exactly the point. A dragon is our only chance of stopping Ripto, and you know it.
It's working! It's working! I've got a dragon! Huh?
Oh.
Whoa! Rough landing. Hi, which way's the beach? Huh? Hey, stop staring. Haven't you guys ever seen a dragon before?
You're a dragon?
You got a problem with that, pussycat?
Oh. Hmm.
Well, well, someone forgot to invite me to the party.
Oh, he's here already.
Were you trying to keep something from me?
Well, they wouldn't know until it...
A dragon? You brought a dragon to Avalar? I hate dragons. Yeah!
Ah, good. So Ripto's motivation is not just that he's a dick, it's also that he's a racist. Well, that'll make things easier?
Go, you imbecile! You ate my scepter!
Oh, now Ripto's got to level up crafting himself in order to do that.
Who was that jerk?
You know how long it takes to
And we have to get rid
get
of him.
things to
He's causing all
Goldsmith?
sorts of trouble
I
around
don't know
here,
where I'm
but
going
I
with
haven't
this.
got time to explain. Here, take this magic guide to Avalar. It'll help you begin to understand our worlds. Right now, I have to follow Ripto and see what he's up to. I'll meet you in Summer Forest, okay?
Hey, wait a minute.
What's he gonna hold it with? He doesn't use his front
Get
legs as
ourselves into
hands.
these messes, pal.
Oh, he's still got his robe. He can use his wizard hat. Wait. You can put on his robe and wizard hat. Oh, jeez. Oh, I can't stop it. Once it starts, robe and wizard hat jokes just happen. But hey, there's more stuff to collect, which is good. I thought we were out of the 90s. But no, the 90s never end. Actually, that's the 80s that never end usually, but... Ah, they devalued the purple gems down to being 5ers instead of 25. Well, maybe that means they found a significantly cooler color to use for the higher level stuff. Maybe we'll finally find out what Octarine is.
Unfortunately for us, a mob of lizards just showed up and started stealing all of our gems. Can you stop them?
Well, Spyro is a reptilian of some description, and he just stole some money, so... slightly awkward. Welcome, by the way. I already said welcome to this game. In the EU, I believe, in mostly just European regions, I don't know how much of Europe, but the game was referred to as under the title Gateway to Glimmer, as opposed to Ripto's Rage. Well, subtitle, I suppose, is more accurate. Which is an interesting change. I'm not completely confident as to why, but they did, in fact, do that. Because, I don't know, maybe they were contractually obligated to retitle it? Listen, your guess is as good as mine. There probably is, like, some sort of actual reason to it, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm confused, but... Regardless, so far this is looking like we've got a lot of the Spyro the Dragon staples here. Yeah. And nowadays, it appears that enemies do not drop treasure. Well, I guess it was just that Nasty Norkin made minions out of treasure, right? So... these fellows don't have anything in their pockets, either. Instead, we just collect orbs.
Hi, Spyro. I'm a friend of Alora's, and she asked me to help you out. Whenever you find me, I'll remember your progress. Like this.
Ah, yes, good old
That means
checkpoints.
that if you get into trouble, I'll
We know what a checkpoint is. At least the tutorials are very short, I assume. I assume that's going to continue to bear out. Yes, instead of each enemy adding to a counter on our screen, each enemy adds to a different counter on our screen. Oh. Sorry. Don't torch the little hopping kangaroo dude. That's just mean. What did that fellow ever do to us?
Ah, you must be the dragon everyone's talking about. Well, dragon or not, I'm afraid there is a small fee to open the bridge. It will cost you 100 of your gems to cross.
Wow, you suck, dude.
To pay up sooner or later, it's the only way across. I have to look after my Avalar's financial well-being. You know.
I bet that guy's a landlord.
We gem cutters are a bit too short to climb these ladders, and it looks like you are too. After you learn to climb, come back to Glimmer to see me.
Ah, yes. Classic 3D platformer design. You have to backtrack across multiple levels to get abilities. You know, I gotta say this. That for as much as people rag the shit out of Donkey Kong Country... I almost call it Donkey Kong Country 64. That's not necessarily accurate. For as much as people rag the shit out of DK64 for being not a good game for a wide variety of reasons, it only did that to you once. And then, of course, there's significantly more linear stuff like this that only does it... pardon me, like the original that only does it 0 times. Yeah, I remember mandatory backtracking. And I know that you might find it a little bit silly for me to talk shit on this when I love Metroid Prime, and that is kind of full of it. But on the other hand, Metroid Prime feels like it flows better than being distinctive levels, despite the fact that, I mean, obviously each territory is that.
Back again, eh? And with plenty of treasure, I see. Would you like me to open the bridge? I won't even increase the price.
Uh-huh, sure. I'm gonna have to count how many I have after I do this.
Thank you, Mr. Dragon. Spyro, was it? You can now use the bridge whenever you want, free of charge. I hope we meet again when you have even more gems.
Wait for it. Oh yeah, he only took 100 of our gems. You know what? He may be a landlord, but at least he's an honest landlord, which is kind of a rarity.
Try using action to look around this cave.
What do you got for me? Anything? Oh yeah, a place we can't go. It's probably a little better higher up where I can see down better. I know you're thinking, hey, move the stick up and down. Yes, but also... Yeah, that's not gonna get us up there. Crud vapors, there's treasure up there. I seen it.
Spyro, thanks for helping us fight off the lizards. Please take this talisman of Glimmer as a sign of our gratitude.
Hey, neat.
The portal next to me will take you to Summer Forest, one of the home worlds of Avalar.
Ah, so Glimmer is basically just a... well... I see it's more of a gateway in Glimmer than well... Other than the thing that we need an ability that we don't have yet. Because... Hey! 90s. Late 90s in particular. Definitely, I'll say this as a general statement that it feels like most of the really inspirational video games out there, most people took the wrong lessons from most of them from a design perspective.
Oh no! Oh, hello. We didn't get a chance to introduce ourselves before. My name is Alora.
Hi. I'm Spyro. What are you, some kind of goat?
I'm a fawn, you dork.
Oh, sorry.
Did you meet the gem cutters in Glimmer?
Yeah, they gave me a souvenir too. They called it a talisman.
They gave you a talisman?
What, is it special? I just stuck it in the guidebook you gave me.
Well, there are 14 talismans in Avalar, and they are all magical. If you can collect enough of them, they can be used to defeat Ripto.
I'm too busy thinking about the fact that what's his name got hurt. Penny bags, money bags. Sorry.
Spyro's gonna help us collect the talismans.
I am?
He is.
Spyro, look, there's no way you can get to Dragon Shores right now. Ripto and his monsters have taken over the castle here in the Summer Forest. You're going to have to go to Avalar's worlds and
At least there is
convince the
some
inhabitants
sun
to
here,
give
you know?
their talisman.
It's
You can keep them in your
part of
backpack.
the thing that you wanted.
Hey, I could do that. Why doesn't the dragon just torch Ripto?
Hunter, you can't even keep track of your running shoes. How can we trust you with 14 talismans?
Duct tape.
If you come across any orbs, they're important too.
Wait.
But I'll tell you about them
Actually, that would
later.
kind of hurt with all the fur.
Okay, no problem. I'll collect a few talismans, give Ripto the old hot foot, and be in Dragon Shores by lunchtime.
It's 7 p.m., buddy. You got a lot of work to do. Actually, it's like 7:40 over here. Oh, I saw that thing had like an electricity effect on it. I was like, oh, is this gonna be, are we getting some sort of electric ability here? Not quite. Temporary electric ability, obviously.
Spyro, this is the homeworld called Summer Forest. There are portals to many of the Avalar worlds around here. Unfortunately, Ripto has taken over the castle, and we need your help.
Water
Start
doesn't
by
hurt anymore?
retrieving
Well, that's good.
talismans from each of the worlds you visit.
I'm going to assume that that means there's some sort of diving mechanic. You know, swimming, diving kind of. Oh, yeah, I can see that already. Can I not dive yet, actually? I assume that controls wonderfully, by the way. I mean, hopefully it would be at least somewhat improved from the original era, considering this came out in, what, 2019, I think, the Reignited Trilogy came out? And I'm finally getting to it now. But yeah, I remember even some stuff, well, quite a lot of stuff from the aughts, really not understanding how to make swimming work well in 3D. You know, granted, very few of us can be Echo the Dolphin, and very few of us can do that and be fun about it, but even Echo the Dolphin wasn't fun all the time. Cool,
Hey,
but that's about
Spyro.
it.
Ripto smashed this bridge, so I guess you'll have to glide across it. Press the jump button, then press...
Hey, tutorials. Hey, you didn't actually play the first game, right? Well, here's the controls. Also, I assume that you also lost the manual, which, to be fair, in a later release, that makes a little bit more sense. A Colossus? Oh, I haven't gotten ready for that yet. Need to bring our water element party for that. Oh. Alright. Idle Springs. That'll be like an actual level. Colossus, meanwhile, I'm assuming is like a boss level kind of thing, right? Similar to Spyro 1. Oh, I've got to go talk to the landlord in order to learn how to dive. God damn it, Moneybags.
Sparks, the dragonfly following you around is...
Well, that's at least more of a suggestion than what you were given in the original, but
Sorry,
still.
Spyro. I'd love to teach you how to swim underwater, but not as much as I'd love to take your treasure.
Okay, again, I admire his honesty. Requires 500 gems to be able to... So, yeah, we gotta go beat an actual level before that, I assume. Because there's no way we're gonna find that much stuff out here. Ah, I see. The 25 gems are just purple in this game.
Hi, Spyro. You look like you're pretty agile. Let's try putting it to a test. See if you can get up this first step. Press the jump button and... Okay, not bad. Now to make this next jump, you'll have to glide. Press the jump button.
Ah, yes, the thing I'm bad at,
Nice
timing.
job. Now, try to do a hover. Press the jump button, then press jump again to glide.
Ooh, that's new. That's quite handy, actually. Maybe that was in the original and I just never learned how to... Just never knew how to do it.
Very good. Now for the hardest leap of all. You'll have to give this one everything you've got. Get...
Hey, Spyro, and it was not in the original. Okay, I was just making sure because I didn't do it at any point in the original, and also I was never told to, but also quite a few of those jumps were pretty damn rough. So, you know, maybe it was just something that I pressed that way too early. Ooh, depth perception, what's that? I wasn't sure if it was actually just like, oh yeah, I forgot to do a thing that the game just sort of expects you to know to do that would ease things. But no, it just genuinely was that those jumps were that hard. Again, I'm bad at depth perception. I'd say don't make fun of me, but I mean, really, that's not going to change anybody's behavior if I say that.
This one's tricky. Wow.
Oh, why you gotta say that, dude? I was bad at that. Yay, we got an orb. I'm not 100% sure what those are for yet, but I assume that we will see sooner rather than later. Let's head over here. So that way we can go get enough money for Mr. Greedley to let us dive. Wrong log, sir.
Spyro! The idols we were carving have come to life. They've locked us out of our temples and stolen our food.
Stolen our food. That's rude of them. Especially what they need it for. They're made of wood. We'll deal with that situation in a minute. We've got a... Okay, it's some kind of beetle. I was like, what is that purple thing? But no, some kind of beetle makes sense. Not like Beetle from Zelda. You know. You got anything to say, dude? No. I had an expectation of that for some reason. I was worried for a second, actually. Yeah, he's got a metal shield. Not unlike the original game. I have no idea why I thought things would be different, but apparently I did. Wow, that was some bad work on my part. Ah. Apparently I can't angle curves on any of this. That's just... Ooh, that's sad. Angle curves. Yeah, okay. That's how words work. What is that thing up there? Other than something we're going to have to come down on. At best. Because, yeah, otherwise, obviously, there's no way we're going up that thing. Don't be ridiculous. Oh, okay, so the jars are actually made of metal, now that I can get a better look at the texture. The lighting didn't really look very metallic in the other one.
Are making enemies invulnerable to your flame attack.
Thank you. After we've had a chance of... Well, I guess we didn't have to kill any of them, right? They were just in our way. I legitimately am not 100% sure what that person is saying, so... Because... Yeah. That, and I'm not 100% sure what the orbs that we're gathering are for. I'm going to take a look and see if... what our guidebook tells us. Alright, it shows us the... pardon me, I mean the ones that come out of the enemies. Because they just seem to be counting up. Meanwhile, yeah, we've got the green orbs and the gemstones in here. And a talisman for this stage. Which I guess is probably going to be a thing for most of the big levels. Big levels. Yeah, judging by those numbers, there's a lot of glimmer that we haven't seen yet. We'll have to figure that out once we can ladder our way around. Very, very linear stage so far, which I mean, yeah, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that in the original too, but this feels more so far, which, interesting. Also, hey, there are a few more markings on the map compared to Spyro 1.
Spyro, you're pretty tough. If you ever want a permanent job, we've got a place for you here.
Well, that's a surprisingly easy talisman? I don't know, I figured those would be tied to, like, stranger challenges. Yeah. You ever just gag on a word really, really strangely? Well, you probably do quite regularly. I just do it all the time. The original NES Zelda game is pretty good. I've played that many times throughout my life. I don't know where I was going with that exactly, except to say that, yeah, I've played it quite a few times. I'm just never good at it, but... You know, becoming skilled at games just because you've played it a bunch. I mean, that's not necessarily bound to happen. Ah, I see. They replaced the little fireworks with a differently designed little rocket thing. Interesting. Also, hey, now we can definitely pay off money bags. Are we? Okay, so we're not at like 500 for the stage. I got thrown off for a second because I didn't remember how much I came in here with. And it's very interesting to see it be like, hey, here's your total that pops up on screen and not how much is in the stage. Obviously, I assume that it'll pop up a little message once I collect everything in the stage. Just like it did in Spyro 1, or at least the Reignited version of Spyro 1. Because it's been so long since I've played the original that I just have to assume that something like that was in the PS1 version. Anything here? No. But good to make absolutely sure. No, Irene, this isn't Bubsy. But good that they give you a message. Not sure why I expected that to give me better map access. Where am I? My sense of direction is a little bit befuddled right now. I would certainly expect that a Bubsy game would do that, but to my knowledge, no, that wasn't quite done in any of the Bubsy games. Although, on the other hand, imagine completing Bubsy 3D. That sounds like a bit of a trial of some description, alright. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything I can do before I go back to see Moneybags and get his swimming ability. And the answer to that appears to be no, so let's go do that. And unenrichen ourselves. There. Oh, well, we can come back for it. If the game requires you to do something on the first run, that would be really mean. That would be incredibly mean. I don't think it would be the most jerk-ass design I've seen in a 90s platformer, but still. We do have our talisman, however. And we can go find the landlord and, you know. I'm gonna keep calling him stuff like that.
Would you like to learn to swim underwater? Great. Okay. When you jump in the water,
Square to dive,
use your
yeah, that's
left
what I
stick
figured.
to move around the surface. Use the charge button to dive under.
X to paddle. We'll take a look at the rest of the progression there in a bit. This doesn't feel terrible yet. And I say that even with the fact that we did just sort of like turn straight down after that, but that's probably my fault, really. Ooh, these colors might make finding stuff a little bit harder underwater, but I suppose that's what you would expect, really. I gotta get the gravity suits, that way it clears up my vision. Which was actually a thing in Metroid Prime, yes. It's a little bizarre, but they did go there. Ooh, this water isn't actually deep enough, it just... Oh, it's got sort of an illusion of depth. X moves... Right. Oh. Oops. I suppose we can probably only dive in the pond over here. Yeah. Stop that. Now let's make sure that we get everything before we go into the deep, dark pit. That's not that dark, all considered. Should we get everything? Did you miss that one, Sparks? You sure did. Oh no, that's just a fish. Never mind. It just looked a little bit... It's not nearly as dark of a hole as I thought it would be. Well, there's our second orb. And from here... we can only reach back to the same place we've been. Which is fine, but I wasn't sure. Alright, Idle Springs. What else is there to do here? Other than see that cutscene again?
Spyro,
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Well, we're recollecting the orbs from killing enemies again, but not the treasure, which is fine. Yeah, let me make sure I get the stuff in the pond first here. See, now that we're underwater, the 5 gems look blue again. Just tends to be a little bit strange when they replace the colors of some of the pickups in a series of games like that. Or at least it feels like it to me. Again, with the asterisk of on the same system, because obviously these were all released in the PS1. I mean, if it was on different hardware and they look different, that would be normal. Imagine if when, like, some of the 3D Mario games came out, they were still using the NES coins. That would be, well, I would find it pretty funny, but... nothing going on here. What do you got to say, buddy?
With all our tools, and the giant idol heads won't let the workers in unless we can solve the 3 puzzles they've given us. The first puzzle is to turn all these blocks yellow. If you have trouble, come back and...
3 stars out of 5? I mean, that's... Okay, I think I know the sort of thing that this is, but first we're gonna do... Yeah, okay, this is actually much easier than I thought.
Wow, Spyro, you did it!
Just call... What the fuck is this game called in Europe? Just Spyro 2? It's called Spyro 2 Gateway to Glimmer. You love how the guy's from Long Island. Yeah,
Wow, Spyro, you did it!
meet him at the pond for the next challenge. Alright. Can do, Slurms. Well, I mean, they gotta at least teach you how to play the video game. They gotta teach you how to hold the controller, right? Oh yeah, you have the middle square, and that's slightly a pain in the... Yeah.
Fish. He's got a sensitive stomach, so watch what kind of fish you feed him.
Alright, so... He wants blue and yellow fish, huh? It's not the red fish. Why'd I do that? Well, now we know what happens when you feed him the wrong color fish. Big stone head just hurls. Yeah, there's some interesting physics going on here. It kind of require you to hit it a little At least it feels like it. Is it just because of my funny positioning?
Okay,
I don't know.
Spyro, just one more.
Alright, colored stones. So that'll be all the way at the end of the level, right? Yeah, I was wondering what the deal with those things was. That was some great performance on my part. I'll tell you that for free. Alternately, I'll tell it to you for not free, if you prefer. But you probably don't. What's the deal with the Seinfeld voice? I'm sorry. At this point, if you're expecting me to say things that make sense, that's only... I gotta say, with as much as of the level is being repeated for this, it would be a little bit funny if the tutorial's repeated, but only the once. Alright, so what's the...
on these stones in the correct order, you will solve the puzzle. I only know what the first one is. It's up to you to figure the rest out.
I only know what the first one is. It's up to you guys to figure the rest out. Sorry. Alright, so... Is this just simple trial and error, or is there an obvious order to them? Because now I'm trying to take a quick squint and be like... Are there height differences? Yeah, I did see that. That's pretty good. Alright, so it's not that one. Alright, go to the round one. Okay, I've got it now. I think... Wait a sec, is there another square? Oh no, it's just that it's orange. Alright, and then we do the triangles. And yeah, I did see them hitting their heads with the hammers. That's pretty good.
Nice job, Spyro. You're pretty smart for a dragon. All I have to give you is this shiny thing I found in our toolbox.
Did he say on our toolbox? No, it just was a consequence of the accent. Hooray! We got another one of those fun-looking green orbs. Okay, so I'm really bad at turning underwater. That's probably not a surprise. Is there something going on over there? Is that just background? No, that's just background details. I thought for a second it was something that was just positioned in a really awkward spot. Okay, what are we sitting at? We need 29 treasure and one more orb.
Spyro, you're pretty tough.
Well, we already have that. Are you giving me a second one, buddy? Just so the game can have a you already collected that message? Well, alright. Okay, so we launched the rocket that was over here already. And that appears to be all that's here, right? Oh no, I forgot about this dude. I saw this earlier and I just ignored it. I completely forgot about it afterwards. Well, that's my bad. Terrible puns exist a lot. Anyway.
The girl's ring dance blew up that idol like a Roman candle. Now I can pursue that dancing career I've dreamed of. Take this orb. It could help you go places.
Nice and simple. Where's... I'm assuming the rest of the treasure is in this general area. But of course, I obviously wasn't paying attention to any of that because, well, I was busy with the other thing, wasn't I? Yeah, there it is. Probably all of it, anyway. Yep. Excellent. Now, just to make sure that it's not a requirement or anything, I'm going back through the exit portal. Probably. But if nothing else, we do gotta remember that we're gonna have however many thresholds to hit for getting our everything. You know, we've gotta pay money bags repeatedly throughout this game. I'm sure that he's not just going to fuck off after this world. 'Cause, I mean, why would they put collectibles in a game if they didn't want you to collect at least some amount of them? Now let's go check out Colossus here. Did I 100% the level? Yes, I did 100% that level. And I did sort of go, wow! I really ignored all that stuff, didn't I? And by all that stuff, I mean the one area where I had the other thing to do. Oh, yeah, one of the goat transporting fellas got. Hmm. Alright, what do we gotta do about the Yeti?
Around our home, but we've managed to trap him by shutting all the doors. If you talk to the other brothers, they will open the gates and guide you to him.
Well, I don't know that I necessarily want to see him if he's already sealed up. But I guess I'm probably gonna have to traverse the level.
Concentrating, I should be able to open this door for you.
Well, otherwise you're gonna have to use a crowbar or something, I think, buddy. Oh. Yeah, that yak is too big for that. I don't know what I was expecting, but maybe I was just hoping that while it was rolling, it would just get launched off at high speeds. Which is probably a very silly thing to expect, and yet here we are. Here we are.
Who needs
hey, buddy.
a key when you know how to chant like this?
Oh. Better get that fort runs away. It didn't go that far.
Enemies like those yaks are too big to be charged. Your flame attack.
Oh, I noticed this time. First, let's pick up everything before we have to go deal with the trusty mountain yaks. Charging the goat was worth an achievement. I find that very funny for some reason. Nope.
Each time you defeat an enemy, it will release a spirit particle. The spirit particles will activate the power-up in that world. If a power-up is inactive, you need to defeat more enemies.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I assume that thing doesn't count. Yeah, that's not an enemy. That penguin is friendly and I just murdered it. That's horrible. What is wrong with me? Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot.
Hey, look what I can do.
Listen, sometimes a penguin can be evil. I've seen Batman. I've read about a man who is also a bat once or twice. And you're probably gonna next thing you're probably gonna tell me that that's not a real penguin, and that's just a guy with a monocle who makes Dick Cheney noises. To which I would probably say, yeah, good point. Oh yeah, Wallace and Gromit. I don't know much about Wallace and Gromit actually. Aegis checkpoint.
Remember Hunter's advice. You will.
Well, when you consider what some of the other Batman villains are, I suppose that may be to be expected. Okay, so the number doesn't lower, it's just the one on your screen that counts up. Okay. Gotcha. Well now I understand what the deal with the orbs are. They're spirit particles. They're the enemy's souls, I guess. They're what philosopher Gottfried Leibniz called monads, which was the idea of being a metaphysical unit similar to an atom. I mean, obviously in Leibniz's era, atomic science was not an understood concept. Atoms weren't a thing that people knew were real, but not necessarily dissimilar. And in terms of the history of philosophy, there have been similar ideas about extremely tiny particles of matter from long, long before they had the ability to study that crap. And what's this do for us? Ah, okay, so it's a nice big launch arch. Yeah, I didn't really know that, Irene. I don't actually know a lot about, like, any comic book or, you know... I know a couple of characters from Batman. Mostly I'm aware of any of them because, well, tiny bits of knowledge about various things just sort of happen to you over time from using the internet, right? So when somebody says something like, oh yeah, he's the Penguin and his real name is Oswald Cobblepot, you kind of pay attention to that because you're like, are you kidding me? Danny DeVito, yes, Danny DeVito was the Penguin in one of the movies. That is correct. I want to say that was the one with the Michael Keaton Batman, but I could be wrong about that. But movies, the hell is a movie? I don't know what that is, basically. Isn't that thing with Godzilla? Oh, I can't jump on this ice. All right. All right, then. Fair enough, actually, because, I mean, no grip would be kind of a bastard to jump. Oh, geez. I forgot where I was even going with that, because it started off as a bit, because, I mean, obviously, I think most people understand the basics of film. Can I melt this? It looks like you should be able to. Or am I just going to have to find a different route? Or am I just going to have to actually do a really big glide for it. Oh no, there's a thing we can jump onto. Never mind. It looked like there was not going to be a whole lot of assistance there. Anyway, yeah, I remember having a conversation with somebody recently because I saw an ad for there's a new Godzilla vs. King Kong coming out in the Legendary Pictures series of Godzilla movies and King Kong movies for that matter. And I seem to recall saying to somebody at the time about how I seem to recall Legendary Pictures was going to do a Gundam movie, and I don't know what the overall status of that is. Unfortunately, the subject got changed before I could say that I was kind of hoping against that because I would not expect that to not get messed up. Anyway, hockey. Alright, show me a tutorial here or something. Score 5 goals. Alright. Oscars. Yeah, I remember that part now. Alright, where's my hockey puck? Oh, is that how we're doing it? Oh, that's... Alright. Okay, then. I don't really think this is regulation, but, you know. Oh, this was in the Spyro demo in CTR? Neat. Alright, so it's probably gonna take me like a couple of years to figure out how to do this. As apparently the game is not a fan of my strategy of walk up to the goal and just give them what for. I was hoping this would be easy, but there we go. We stay back far enough that he properly bounces back and forth off the goal. 'Cause it looks like when you get close, the goalie has enough sense to be like, hey, I'm going to defend properly. I'm going to goaltend, as it were. Okay, no. That's not quite what's going on here. But also, damn, we're slow on the ice. Yes, this is the other kind of tough ice physics. Oh, that must have been at like the edge of the dude's range. It's gonna take a couple tries.
Focus your thoughts to succeed, Spyro.
Well, I mean, first I gotta get the ropes of the mechanics together. Anyway, yes, I did not know what was in the Crash Team Racing demo for this game, as I didn't play CTR until I got a copy of the PS3 version of the PS1 Classics edition, because for whatever the reason may be, I just never had CTR as a kid. I've said before that I had Crash Warped, and that's how I played the demo of the original Spyro. Oh. Oops. Anyway, yeah, so Spyro automatically grabs the puck. Okay, that is actually, I'm sorry, I was dumb. It seemed like Seemed like you had to for some reason. Again, it's probably just depth perception killing me here. I need an actual, like, good angle here. And controlling on this ice is rough. I don't know who assigns these difficulty ratings, but I think they are a little bit biased already, that's for sure. This is gonna take me a bit, sorry. And yes, I think I've... Oh, well, okay. I do love to get a freebie. And yet I still haven't gotten Super Mario RPG for the thing. I remember Super Mario RPG being pretty good. I've also never played the original Super Mario RPG on this channel. I mean, I've played it and beaten it before, but I started on a ROM hack version of it many years ago, and then I kind of dropped it for a while because, like, the amount of grinding. Yeah. RPGs can be kind of a mixed bag. Me, as somebody who plays mostly just those on this channel. Okay, now we're getting it a little better. That feels like it shouldn't have gotten sucked up by us, but all right. You know, I'm not going to complain. Although I will complain about us not catching it on the rebound there. Oh, he just gave up there at the end. All right. Well, you know what? I will accept that as a good enough reason to get a free orb there.
Would you like to try a game of one-on-one? The first to score 5 goals wins. You are shooting at the red goal. Off.
Hey, one-on-one, we got... Well, okay, we've each got a goalie. I gotcha. Oh, this guy is giving me some grief. At least we're not racing the clock here. I'm willing to bet that if the big guy hits us, we drop the puck. Just taking a guess. Well, perhaps if I actually manage to get a good angle on this fellow, because yeah, controlling on the ice like this is well, good. We can set him on fire. That's good. And yeah, he had the puck there, so I'm assuming that indeed, if we get hit while we've got the puck in our mouth, then that would be extremely painful. But no, I assume we just drop it then. Oops. Hey, good catch, buddy, but also, the hell with you. See, now it's like I gotta deal with 2 goalies. And you're thinking, but there's 2 goalies on the field, and yeah, but I mean, like, the goalie and the other player, kind of 2 goalies. I've also got to deal with 3 goalies because sometimes my own goalie is sending the puck in, like, a really terrible direction. That's away from the other dude, but also away from me. So... Aww. Don't be rude. I mean, okay, yeah, I probably shouldn't be allowed to just walk the puck up, but wait until after I try to shoot to reflect it. Come on. I know the AI would actually be able to, so... Oh, if I'd actually gotten the goal off of that, that would have been really funny. If he'd gotten a goal off of that, that would be kind of funny too, but... Hey, there we go. 5 points, and we shut the other guy out.
Not see anything.
Good job, Spyro. You're a regular Taro Sugimoto. You done it. That's a reference for exactly 1 person in the audience. Actually, saying that, I would be surprised if somebody else showed up and was like... Oh, this isn't it. That door doesn't open. Well, that's kind of a disappointment. They'll just let me pick up the puck in the regular goofing off there. Yeah, that would be... I mean, it wouldn't be the first time something weird like that's happened. I can't just do that. That's a shame.
Even though I'm a vegetarian, I think you should torch that Yeti. He's pretty tough, though. In fact, I'm not sure you're up to it.
Give me a flamethrower of some description. I don't know. Oh.
I thought the Yeti was tougher than that. I guess he was all bark. Ruff, ruff.
Well then. Alright, so we're still missing an orb, and we're still missing some amount of treasure. And by some amount, I mean 65. Alright, so we want a rocket of some kind there, and... Up we go. I mean, we can go across and then it'll get us towards the hockey zone again. I assume that we're done there, rather. Unless the green mark... Is the green mark supposed to indicate that that's where an orb is? Because... I thought we did everything over there. It sure looked like it. Can I actually climb? No, we gotta go the hard way. Well, the slightly more difficult way, anyway. At least in theory, it's only slightly more difficult. But sometimes I'm just bad. Anything in here? No, 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 no. Right, so yeah, that's just the guy. And yeah, there's nothing else over here, right? There's a tiny spot on the map behind the red goal, but I assume that's just a... Oops. I assume that there's nothing of value there, but I do want to be sure... Oh, it's really not going to let me go in there. All right, well. Never mind then, indeed. Let's go back and try to hash out where we didn't go. Something I'm real not good at. And that just takes it back up. Does this only get us over there? Yes. Alright, so we need to find the rocket. Or something to that effect. Oh, is that really what I gotta... Because the reason why I didn't do that is because it didn't look like there was anything to... I'll check the other... the upstairs one in a second. I want to make sure there's... Okay, I thought I went over here. I'll check the other one in just a moment. I'm gonna adjust my positioning here in the chair, because, yeah, not the most comfortable chair anybody's ever had, but it does its job. Yeah, let's try the other one. As for why I didn't try that, it's because I didn't think I saw much of anything. But you are correct, I can get on the roof of this building. Okay, well there's our other orb source.
Thank goodness you scared that evil spirit away. But now it will hide in the statues. If you were to flame all 10 statues, I'm sure you would chase it away for good.
10 green statues. Alright, well, thank goodness we're not on a timer, because otherwise I would not have such a good job. A good time, either, for that matter. Oh, it was holding a sword before I burned off all the crud that was on there. Yeah, I guess that's a hockey puck in the other hand. Which, yeah, it's definitely holding a hockey puck afterwards, but it could be any sort of round disc-shaped object before that. Alright, I'm pretty sure I saw some of the target statues on the other side of... And by the other side, I mean the other side of this gap. At least I think it's those models. Yeah, there's one hiding in here. There aren't any over there. But on the way back, however... Oh, so this opened up after we dropped the statue. Oh, that makes things quite a bit easier. And it makes sense, but... You know, I just sort of assumed that the seismic effects like that in a game like this, they only exist when they need to. You know, otherwise, any large object can drop from any height and not produce any sort of shock whatsoever, unless it would cause you a problem. That is one of the many rules of platforming games. No earthquakes unless it's to cause you pain. You know what if I just went for the long launch here? Okay, yeah, we can drop into a glide while we're doing that. Good. I wasn't sure at first. And that's all 10.
Spyro,
Is that what they are? I didn't know.
I borrowed it from the temple. They don't need it.
It didn't seem like it did anything. Oh, we got the sphere. I can go back and get those. And... more bottles. But we are still missing a... Oh, there's the missile. Alright. I gotcha. That's all the treasure. Right, where was it? I know I saw one. I don't think there's one all the way back at the start of the level, but take a quick look just to be sure. In the building with the moving platform. Of course. I'm being silly. Just gonna make sure that it's not... Oh, there it is. Ah, there we go. Yep. Exit portal? Oh yeah, it's that way. Right. So we've got everything in the level, so we can leave now. I can head... Wow, that was impressive. I'm sure Spyro will be okay. Well, I'm not sure of anything actually, but... Oh no, you overdid it, buddy. Okay, so we gotta go underwater. We've got all the treasure here because I think we did this before. And by I think, I mean we pretty much definitely did as soon as Moneybags gave us the swimming ability. I was just like, okay, give me the stuff. No evidence. these bottles. Yeah, I really like the pattern on these, and maybe you can kind of understand why they would be a little bit distracting in terms of stopping me from immediately going, oh yeah, those must be made of metal. Nah, you probably can't understand that, actually. That's probably just me being dumb. Now, naturally, we're probably gonna have to headbutt something like that, right? We can't flame though. Oh. Yes, we can.
You're well on your way, Spyro. Keep collecting talismans to help us defeat Ripto before he can take over Avalar. Oh, and keep collecting those orbs, too. The professor thinks they will help you get back to the Dragon World.
Fishing gameplay. Well, if this was a full-on remake of a sort that's not just a big remaster, then I think there would be, because fishing stuff was and continues to be extremely popular in a lot of games. And I'm not going to say I don't understand, but also it's not necessarily my bag. But if this was like a full, you know. Okay, so that toggles which of these. Let's go through this side first, just because. Oh, it's this guy again. I got a feeling that if he's going to teach us anything other than the value of not getting ripped off, it'll be how to use ladders. Or perhaps something we haven't actually seen a thing for yet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my friend Tav over there has been having some struggles with the sheer amount of content in Stardew Valley. Following the update. And some other struggles to do with Stardew Valley in terms of tech matters too, but... So that door is closed. We can't just ram this thing, right? What have you got to say, Laura?
Spyro. The orbs you're carrying have activated this special portal. You won't find a talisman in Ocean Speedway, but if you're fast, you'll get lots of treasure. Have fun.
Ah, okay, so it's a money world instead. I want to take a look at my things here just out of curiosity. So they're full. And now, before I do that, okay, so I can't actually see into that room whatsoever. And of course, they're going to take away the windowsills to prevent me from doing any sort of trickery to get there. Which is fine. I mean, I kind of expect that sort of thing, to be honest with you. Ah, yes, my old friend, the flight levels. Hey, come over here. Oh! Darn. Alright, well, it's only 4 types of goals to not screw up, but we all know how good I am at that. Let's get these rings. I'm doing the boats now because it seems like this is probably the most dangerous. And I'd rather not lose my run entirely. for that reason. I mean, if I time out, that's like, okay, I scrubbed it up, but that's a little different from I touched the water and my run had to end prematurely as a consequence because Spyro can't swim in this water. If I hit the ground instead of the water, I'll go into a supercharge. Well, that's quite helpful, actually. If I can just remember to actually get all the boats. Ah, they must be expecting me to get the arches from a different direction entirely. And yeah, I missed a ring. Oops. Yeah, we're gonna do that instead. And okay, good. We can at least charge through the cars. We don't have to breathe fire on them and break our charge to do so. However, we do have to not screw up the charge by bumping the walls, especially because it looks like we really just sort of stop when we do that. And you might be thinking, shouldn't I be charging into the cars as opposed to from behind them? And you are correct. I jumped over that one. That's some skilled gameplay. We're taking a restart. I don't really know anything about any more recent Spyro games after the PS1 era, and even then, I don't know a ton about the PS1 era for that matter either. I mean, I had positive memories regarding the first game because that demo was in Crash Warped. I missed a car. Ah, crud. Well, generally speaking, it's probably a good idea to clear out an entire set of obstacles all in one go. I like the new appearance of the arches, by the way. Very nice look to them. Five, 6, 7. Where's the last one? There it is. Ooh, that was a little close. Go see the dolphins cheering up in the gallery. I heard them. I didn't get a good look at them though. But let's go take a look.
I guess now you think you're pretty good. Well, let's see if you're as good as the current champion.
Oh, I don't like the sounds of this.
All right, Spyro, meet the course champion. In order to win the race, you must fly through all the rings. But beware, if Hunter flies through a ring first, the ring will start to shrink.
Oh, boy. Ah, yes, I remember. I remember the courses from Ratchet and Clank. The second one. Going Commando, right. Oh, I'm pretty sure I fucked up, so I'm taking a reset. It's just Twitch.
Are you ready to try? All right, Spyro.
Although I did drop some frames apparently, so maybe not so much just Twitch, but they don't seem to be continuing. I have no idea what happened to me. I'm resetting that one.
Not as easy as you thought, is it? Are you ready to try again?
That thing's ridiculous looking. Just a sec. Just tab through all my things after looking at that screenshot while I was dying.
All right, Spyro.
That's right, not that one, this one. Crap. Well, we're taking a reset on that.
All right, Spyro.
Unless I don't have to go through the course in the same pattern that he does. Because I remember that in the race Fuckface McGee or whatever it was called in Ratchet and Clank 2, you did have to go through those in the same order. Not that those are like necessarily, but they are both Insomniac games, all right? And they're both fly through ring segments. Really? That was an embarrassing attempt to arc there.
All right, Spyro.
But this is just so wide open too. It's not like there's necessarily a super obvious. That time I took a death because like really I definitely went through that. That must have just been like, okay, the hitbox is not exactly the size of the graphic. And because you were just barely too late. Right, remember. Okay, yeah, it looks like I do have to go through in the exact order, which is kind of a messy prospect. Kind of a messy prospect right now, as I don't completely know the order that I'm looking for, but are you kidding me? Did I get there too I was gonna say I didn't get there too soon or something. That would be stupid. Why would they make that be a thing? Because I definitely didn't have that happen the other time. I think it is basically that I'm just edging these hitboxes a little. Nice turn, buddy. It's probably because you don't really turn that much when you're falling. Okay, what was that game?
All right.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a little bit rough. That time I absolutely didn't make it through. I'm not gonna lament that one. That's better. I was gonna say, the problem is I don't know where he went now because I just absolutely goofed it there. And I immediately lost all sense of direction too because of all the bonks. That's right. We reported to the goof troop. We done goofed. Guys. Okay, yeah, he goes over. And then he goes down, right? It doesn't seem like it now.
It's not as easy. All right.
I probably should just take this slow the first time. But also, I don't like the idea of something that's basically enforced failures. Oh no, he went up.
All right.
I mean, I could probably look up a map for this or something, but why would I do that?
All right.
Also, how exactly does Hunter's weird wing pack thing work? Like, obviously by flapping, but more the point, what is powering it? I guess the thing. It just seems like somebody glued wings to his, well, his dorsal side there a little bit. I'm starting to get a picture for things here. Kind of. So we'll take a reset. And we can just retry. And maybe we'll have enough of a lead there that we can start goofing off, right? Well, it helps if I do anything right.
It's not as easy as you. Oh.
That's better. That time we actually got through. Ah, crud. Now I've forgotten the course. 'Cause, yeah, we're gonna hit a sudden reset point. That's not great.
It's not. All right.
I very much lost my aim there pretty severely, which can cause some problems, as you can tell. Oh, I wasn't far enough out. I saw that shading and I thought surely I was in the right area. And then I didn't even do the turn right. Well, I wasn't holding the stick far enough to the right, I don't think. Yeah, whatever. We're gonna get this. It's just gonna take a few minutes, and it's gonna take a lot of me being like, oh, well, what am I doing wrong? And trying to put it together in my brain, which, you know, that always works out so well for me, because the idea of me using my brain, yeah, sure, all right. I missed one there. And that's just a really bad pathing. Yeah, thank you.
All right.
The skill issue. Yeah, okay. Yes, thank you.
It's not as easy as you thought. Oh. It's not as... All right.
The hit detection on these rings is garbage, by the way. Like, I feel it's a not unreasonable opinion to say the fact that they're transparent is not such a choice when you can fly through that and it doesn't do anything. Again, maybe that's just sort of my opinion in terms of a design thing here, but I feel like where is this guy? Because I don't remember the whole path. All right, so he's going this way. I was actually doing okay for a bit there, I think. Stop holding the square button. That's a thing that's gonna end up killing me by accident if I... Are you for real? I literally just flew straight through that and it was just like, hey, yeah, by the way, no. And now I obviously don't know where he is, so...
All right, Spy. It's not as easy. Oh.
It's starting to feel like it. Of course, flying in any platformer is not good. So I legitimately can't think of any of them that have actually pulled it off that have not been horrible. Alright, so I now don't know where he is because I timed the look back at the wrong time. Okay, so because I can't, I'm not good at memorizing things, obviously, so I guess that I'm gonna have to do this, which also, like, again, they're saying, hey, yeah, you gotta beat him, which I don't like how small of a window they're theoretically giving me for that. Oops. That seemed like it was the easiest way to get the ring, is why I did that, just to make abundantly clear it wasn't like a it was intentional and it was a good idea until it didn't work. Now, I should probably note that I haven't really played any new 3D platformers in a very, very long time. I think the most recent ones that I've played are the...
It's not as easy.
If I see another one of these, I'm gonna fucking quit as soon as I do. Honestly, I don't even need to 100% this game, I'm pretty sure, so I could probably just be like, yeah, you know what? No. We are not doing that. Anyway, the most recent new 3D platformer that I can think of that I've played is... Oh, you don't fucking pay me enough to 100% this game. Not on your, Actually, that's not even your fault. That's mostly because Twitch takes, like, half of all my subs. Because, you know, you gotta... You know, Jeff Bezos doesn't make enough money off of dropship Temu garbage, right? Actually, Jeff Bezos, shut up! I'm allowed to make fun of Jeff Bezos. He's Jeff Bezos. He's rich. He barely constitutes a human being anymore. That's mean. Okay, yeah, that might be a little mean, but I'm clearly in an emotionally sensitive place because this is really, really not it, Chief. Anyway, the point that I wanted to make earlier is that the most recent 3D platformer that I believe I've played is Ratchet & Clank: A Crack in Time. And I played that... Well, I think I played that when the PS3 was the most up-to-date PlayStation console. Or pretty damn close. And the point is that I don't remember if there's any rings in that, and I don't remember if that's a thing that is... Oh, you actually don't have to beat him! You just have to fly through all the goddamn rings! Now hold on a second there! Because that doesn't seem like what I was told! That's why I was trying to race him, is because I thought I had to outspeed him! Wow! All right. I am most displeased. Oh, that's dumb. I hope that other door is open now, because I actually remember that. Anyway. In here I thought dolphins were supposed to be smart. Okay, that... Alright, those buttons just toggle all the doors. So to pull this off, because I saw this door close when we opened the other door, I would need another way in, and I'm trying to see if anything of that nature really exists. I mean, we could...
Say, Spyro, you see... Okay.
You know what? We'll deal with you later, dude. I mean, realistically, that would have been much less bad, other than the hit detection on the rings being hot fucking garbage. If I had actually known the rules properly of, hey, you don't actually have to race him, it just is being communicated like you do. Because, hey, who doesn't enjoy being confused, right? Do you have anything to say over here, Alora?
Hi, Spyro. This talisman door will...
Oh, okay, that's... Get talismans. Alright, that's simple enough. Wait, all 6? Don't I only need to collect 14? So that's like half of the game in this one world. Sheesh. That's something, alright. Anyway, yeah, wow, alright. No amount of weird grunting noises is actually going to help me get up there, but listen. Oh, that's for the boss door. Gotcha. I just have to curve that tighter. I'm assuming that this is the way I have to do it because that's the only thing that makes sense. I'm not going to be able to, like, breeze that switch and then get into the hallway fast enough. There we go. Not an easy jump, but we got the orb. That was significantly easier than that other one, which, to be fair, what are we sitting at for this? Yeah, we're missing 75 gems. 75, we're missing 25 gems. I got so mad your internet quit for... Nice. Well, you seem to be having, like... I don't know what's going on with your internet, because it seems to absolutely suck lately. And by lately, I just mean
Spyro,
today.
You see this wall here? I bet you're dying to know what's on the other side.
Well, on the other side is eventually gemstones, I think. So this seems like a questionable business move. Aquaria Towers. I like that as a level name. What's our treasure situation? 13. Are those last 13 going to be on the other side of that door? Oh, pardon me, those last 11? I bet I missed them somewhere stupid. I usually do. You think it's the weather? Wait, can I? I don't have the ability to ladder. It just fall. The door's like MXC. Oh my god. Also, wow, way to torture that thing from Finding Nemo.
The funny-looking guys with the shock sticks have drained all our water. We can't get it back unless someone activates the switches they're guarding.
How are you still alive? I probably shouldn't ask questions I don't want the answer to, actually. Crabs! Incredibly goofy looking crabs. Also, we got some guys in diving suits. Wow, it's just like BioShock. I mean, I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. My sense of humor is really, really bad. 4? 4 what? It's not 4 orbs, right? Okay, 14 for the level power, so yeah, it's not 4 orbs. At this point, I'm mostly charging the bottle speed, so I just assume that that's what I have to do. In order to break them. I mean, we all know that glass is extremely heat resistant right up until it's not. Let's see what this picture is. Oh. I'm gonna go take a look back at the area with the 4 on it. I think it was this way. Oh, hang on a second. Do we have a swimming sheep? Oh, okay. So it's a countdown for this thing. Number of those. No, it's not. Pardon me. Okay, and it doesn't raise the water level there. But I like the swimming sheep. It's very funny. Okay, gotcha. The towers are for something else. I don't have the chat in the regular place. I just have the one on my OBS monitor. Because for some reason, after I tabbed around, I didn't remember to put the regular chat window back up, which is more towards the middle of my 2 monitors and is a little bit bigger for me to read. Well, let me fix that real quick. That's better. Now I can see those messages more quickly. Wow, alright, dude. And somehow those lightning sticks don't just cause the entire waterway here to go up in electricity. And smash a couple more of those Sly Cooper bottles.
Hi, Spyro. You must be tougher than you look to get
What's
here.
this guy want here?
All the same, you won't be able to get past the metal sharks up ahead. I suppose I could let you borrow my submarine, though, for a modest fee, of course.
Only $100 for renting a sub. That's actually not terrible.
This submarine.
Oh, I don't really trust your guarantees, sir, but okay. Alright, just show me the control. Oh, no, it's no controls. I just have to actually go through the... It's just a warp. Gotcha. Hey! Why would you send me down here? Game! Come on, now that's just a real jerk thing to do. Oh, well, there goes Sparks. It's probably going to be about the first time that we die, because we took several extremely embarrassing hits underwater. Although, to be fair, somebody with some sort of lightning shooting utensil underwater probably should be causing me some issues. I'm gonna need something special to deal with that. I just have no idea what it could possibly be offhand. Which isn't supposed to sound like sarcasm. I genuinely have no idea what that's gonna be. Alright, grab. Get him. Those are some monstrously silly looking crabs. Sheep. Oh. I was like, wait a second, that sheep is still there, but I guess, you know. Without fire breath, we don't have the instant carbonization effect, so it would be a slower death, right? And now I feel like it's terrible.
Is wet again. We all want you to have this talisman of Aquaria Towers to remember.
Thanks, dude. I don't completely know what it is, but you know, we can take a look at it in the guidebook. Oh, it's shell. Sensible, actually, but I was extremely confused for a moment there. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, so it's the stage power-ups. Sheep. Alright, how many soul chunks do I have? 13, so I gotta go find and headbutt one more jerk. In order to be able to do whatever they want me to be able to do here. Ah, here we go. Grab got. I'm assuming it's gonna be like some kind of underwater spec super flame with all the sharks. Or something else silly. Chuck? Oh no, you're making fun of the fact that I talk funny again, right? Oh, that's where the sharks are. Well, that's a place where the sharks are. Let's not go there. That is a place that's made of pain and more pain, actually. Where is our archway sort of thing? There it is. Oh, it's bright red and it's frothing. Oh yes, here we go. It is in fact super flame. Well, super flame-ish. It strongly resembles super flame, and it's got a long reach. Is that, yeah, that's That's Moneybags and his submarine again. Alright, so I want to try to track out, the rest of the treasure, because I've apparently missed a boatload of that. Okay, boatload, we're at an underwater level. I'm only short 160, yeah, I know. Down here, anything going on here? Oh yeah, that's just way back to the exit. Somewhere, anyway. I'm choking on all my words. I'm probably a little bit, messed up after finding out that, yeah, I actually really did not need to do that much. I didn't need to try as hard for the hunter race as I thought I did. I'm looking for the hole with sharks in it. Although, if I had no sense of direction before, geez, being underwater will just amplify that. Okay, yeah, so here it is. Got an achievement for destroying every robo shark. Alright. Please don't open with a... No, that would be silly, wouldn't it? That little percussion bit, that sort of that pinging electronic percussion, kind of reminds me of the music from Chronopolis in Chrono Cross. I probably need to go back through that game and do, like, the other routes at some point, don't I? Meanwhile, I'm sure everybody in the chat is just like, oh god, no! And to be fair, I wouldn't blame you for that. Get to those towers. Go to where I started the level and swim up. Alright, so... Oh, absolutely. I mean... I already knew that he was real good at what he does. We're only so far in, so I can't really put a comparison between this and the previous game. But I think they're both quite good, is the main takeaway here. Alright, so I'm passing that area, I know. I just want to scan the area and make sure I didn't miss anything in this kind of vicinity. Ooh, I see a hole in the ceiling. Yeah, I just didn't see it the first time, because, to be fair, I usually don't look for those things enough. Whew, boy, yeah, this is... Am I at the top of the level, basically? No, but I feel like going to the surface is probably pointless. Well, here's where, like, all of the goodies are going to be hanging out, huh? That massive amount of treasure that I've missed so far, which is, well, slowly becoming less massive. I see 3 orb challenges here. I got a feeling that those are going to be interesting because I haven't truly mastered the underwater controls. These feel less worse than some others of the early 2D era. I mean, you swam worse in Ratchet and Clank, so... And I mostly bring that one up specifically because it's also an Insomniac game, so it seems like a fitting comparison if anything is gonna be right off the hop. And this definitely whips all the Rareware 3D platformers. Mario 64, we don't talk about that in this building. That was not a bad game, but definitely, well, it came out in 1996. Oh no, that's the edge of the level. All right. I'm going for the treasure first here. Before I bother with the orbs. Am I gonna have to start on the orbs in order to, like, start going in these towers? It seems like it would be the sort of case, because even tower number 1 is sealed off. Isn't it? I think it's sealed off. I mean, I guess it could be top of it, but no. Is this a bad guy, or... Well, I can't do that. I can push it around by charging into it. But I think I can flame underwater. Don't be silly. Well, if you tell me not to be silly, I'm not gonna have a whole lot to do, am I? Alright, so... Oh, that sounded like something butted up against something else here. There we go.
6 of my children and have hidden them in the top of each of these numbered towers. I borrowed some explosives to blast open the tower doors.
One does not simply borrow explosives.
My children will be safe.
Because you see, once they get used, they tend not to be very returnable. Oops. I overdid it. Unfortunately, also mentally, I'm just like, they're big cylindrical towers, water level. I know that obviously it's not the correct line of thinking, but now I'm thinking Rusty Bucket Bay. Maybe I'm just still in a frustrated state of mind after that hunter race and finding out that I don't actually have to race him. Ooh. You go get that butterfly, Sparks. That's better. It's very interesting how, like, something that simple just rescues these seahorses. Somehow, I'm not really sure I should complain, but also it's just like, huh? Alright. Yeah, I know that the 5 towers around here. Oh, jeez. That rotating visual is messing me up a little bit. I didn't even notice that other crab before. Was there a branch in there that I missed? No, it's just a slightly awkward widening of the tunnel. I know you're probably thinking, hey, use the map more, but my brain is just sort of like not attuned to that because I keep looking at it like, there's not a lot of information. Especially in Spyro 1, it felt like there wasn't much. Now they've at least got the locations of stuff like the Return Home portal, which might have been there in Spyro 1, but I don't think it was. Or the orb fellas.
Did it. Now we can swim in peace.
I'm collecting something, all right, buddy. So now we gotta go find the man with the manta. Just an updraft. Right. I don't remember if it was on the map is the thing, and maybe I didn't see it on the map. That's yeah, whatever.
But he just won't obey me.
What are you doing under here, Chester? Oh, jeez, we're gonna tame the manta ray. Oh, I'm bad at talking. We're gonna tame the manta ray, everybody. And that is a phrase, all right. Well, after the last time that we had to fly through rings at Hunter's behest, I don't know where the last one is. Where the hell did it go? How'd I miss that, actually?
Pretty wild. Okay.
Oh, did I seriously run out of time right in front of it? Ooh. Oofa doofa. That's embarrassing. Can we, like... Can I cut that part out of the VOD real quick?
Well done.
Hey, that's not a hard thing to control.
Now that the manta ray's tamed, I'd love to get him into racing shape.
Although, Hunter, why are you hoarding all these orbs? Like, again, these seem pretty quest important, but, you know.
Incredible.
Well. Alright, so what's our missing 10 treasure? Alright. So, I guess, quick question, is there any sort of like usual really stupid place where one would typically just make a massive blunder and easily overlook 10 treasure. Let's check under Tower 2 real quick. Now, we already got that. Alright, there's the ferry. I don't see nothing going up, but of course, draw distance is a thing that exists. I mean, surely they wouldn't put it all the way at the surface of the water or something and be like, hey, yeah, you gotta spend almost an hour going up to get these last 10 treasure. And then you gotta scour them off of the area, this whole ring. Right, that would be too mean even for Insomniac. And while they can be quite the Smokin' Joe Rude boys, I mean, yeah, that probably would help, but while Insomniac can be quite the Smokin' Joe Rude boys, they would probably not go that far. Okay, those fish are just background elements. I think my brain was like, those are too bright and too detailed to not be something of value. Bamboozled. Oh. Check the outside of here. Let's climb up a bit just to check the upper areas here and make sure we didn't miss anything. So I traversed the outside area of that and I didn't see nothing. And I think I moved through all the bushes and stuff, because that's a problem with this sort of zone, is that it would be quite easy to lose stuff in the foliage. Again, which is already a thing that you can do quite easily in Spyro 1. And which I'm sure is going to be a case in this game. But also the dingier colors underwater make things a little bit rougher, potentially. Oh, I didn't know that. I have not been paying attention to skill points as a factor, like, at all, to be fair. And yeah, I could probably take the Super Flame up. I don't know if there's any obvious targets other than the red kelp, though. I didn't even think that was a thing. I mean, I knew they stood out. I just didn't think that they could get torched like that. This is the thing where I can really motor, because the red kelp does kind of stand out a lot. So if it's not out here, I will see very easily. Yeah, the music is pretty good. and very, very laid back. I mean, to be fair, I think there's sort of this interesting kind of relaxed vibe with a lot of the music in this game, but of course a lot of it is like jazzy. I think I checked all of them, but we'll do it again anyway. Because yeah, Stuart Copeland is very much kind of a jazz fella, as opposed to a lot of other... I'm not going to say that there's extremely few people who do music that are specifically jazz influenced, but when I think about a lot of the composers, a lot of the video game composers that I know really well and I like the music they've done a lot, I definitely kind of think that a lot of them are more inspired by like prog rock and heavy metal and kind of stuff like that. Or folks who take more of an interest in a lot of electronic music from, you know, especially once you started getting into stuff in the 80s. So Copeland is a pretty interesting change of pace as a composer of music. And also, obviously, I made a BioShock joke earlier. It doesn't count cases where it's thematic for the, you know, the setting or anything like that, which of course it is for BioShock, because the world of Rapture was permanently locked in the Jazz Age, basically. Oh, certainly, I'm just saying, like, composers for video game music, I don't think Charlie Watts ever really did any video game soundtracks, and if he did, certainly not by himself. Oh, here's another red plant. All right. But definitely there were a lot of guys in various rock groups who were significantly more jazz oriented. I'm not trying to say that. I'm not a complete fool. Just very, very close to one. Is there anything going on up here? Okay, no, this just literally opens a hole straight up. But let's take a look in this anyway, just to make sure I didn't miss nothing. Yeah, there's no treasure inside the big towers, unfortunately. Ooh, there's a fiver that I missed. There's the other one. We did it, everybody. That should be everything in Aquaria Towers. And it is. So now let's go back. Well, do you mean John Densmore or Robbie Krieger, who were... you mixed up two members of the Doors there and their names. I mean, I would assume both, actually, probably. But John Densmore was the drummer. Robbie Krieger was the bass player, I believe. I am forgetful. I believe Manzarek was the keyboard player. Ray Manzarek was his first name. There we go. Ray Manzarek. Which I realized that for God and Forever, I have no idea why, but I kept mispronouncing it. I thought it was Ray Manzanek with an N instead of an R. And I literally only realized very recently, holy shit, I've been misreading that for 20 years. That was super duper shameful. Was he?
Would you like me to take you to
I didn't know about that. All right, Elora, what can you show me to... Oh yeah, I completely did not deal with Hurricos yet. I completely skipped over that because I was too busy being rustled about a couple other things.
Your game camera is currently in passive. If you like, I can change the game camera.
No, leave the camera alone. Is there anything else this way that I fucked up? I just want to make sure that I get everything here. There's 11 treasure left, which is one of those you missed something knucklehead kind of numbers. But I think I'll put that off for a bit there. Jeez, there's like 2 levels here. I completely ignored that. Amazing, because I was probably just too busy like, hey, yeah, let me feel out the entire thing. Hurricos also sounding like a boss stage. Need the ladder for the remaining treasure. Okay, well. That makes sense. I think. I mean, definitely, yeah, because there's... Here he is. Okay, that little blue dude, that absolutely looks like a critter from Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. Like, just straight up, that's one of the Megacorp employees from that game. So I find that very funny.
Trouble with the gear grinders, but now they've set up force fields to separate us. If you find diodes, you can use them to turn off the force fields. I think there's a diode around here somewhere, but my eyesight isn't what it used to be.
It's because you've got that massive electric field on top of your glasses, friend. That will cause problems for sure. But there we go. There's a light bulb. That is more of a resistor, I believe. I believe would be the term that you would want to use there, is a resistor. Not so much a diode, per se. I mean, I'm not like an electrical expert, so somebody's probably going to be like, hey, yeah, numbnuts, but... I mean, in that case, well, okay, I just don't know my shit, but... I feel like a light bulb like that would constitute a type of resistor more than... I get it. Oh, robots. They're even T-posing at me menacingly. Come here, you. I didn't even have to ask you. I was just gonna go in that parent anyway. It's me who had to get in its way. Ah. And there we go. Another one of these T-posing fellas. Ah, these ones are a little bit more aggressive. Fair enough. All right, let's insert our MacGuffin. Our thing we need to collect for the level. Our key. Well, because half of the time I don't understand what you're saying, dude. You... Where's my... How do I get up... Well, I guess I gotta get up there from elsewhere, yeah? Not so... Oh, yeah, definitely so much, right? Well, I got away with that somehow? Sure! I don't know what to say about that, but I probably shouldn't complain. I should just accept those kind of things when they happen. Excuse me. And then look at this and go, yeah, this isn't going to be nearly so free. Yeah, there's no way they're going to let me get enough height to go up like that. Spyro doesn't double jump. Glides. Ew, look at all this oil around here. I would not want to be around that during any of the... Anywhere where all that electricity is going off. That was incredibly rude to the rat. I didn't need to do that. Give me my stuff. $18. soul pieces I need, huh? Or spirit particles or whatever they are. Either way, yeah, it's spirit particles is what the official term is. I've been saying the wrong thing over and over through means of just a multitude of synonyms. But ultimately, I feel like, oh, you defeat these enemies and you take a part of their spirit, which is sort of what's implied by that. That still seems pretty severe for a game like this. I didn't know Spyro was that metal. I am just gonna... do I have 2 of these around here to use? Are there 2 gates is what I mean? Pardon me. I'm saying the wrong... Yeah, it's 2 in a row. Easy. I need something a little bit more powerful to deal with that, and we're going to be able to get that pretty soon, I think. Hey, there's a 1-up bottle. And Spark's immediately magnet to that thing. That's kind of a shock. Alright, pick up our diode. And then diode for the trouble. That was really sad. Oh. Ah, okay, so it's a... We get a supercharge for that, and I immediately went right off the cliff. Oops. Oopsie. I'm okay. Probably. How did I miss that treasure before? That's wild. Crack open the metal urn, and now I know that there's supercharged targets in this area, which is why I'm doing that. That was not well done, as you can tell. Right, is that the only... No, there's 2 of them. Okay. Joy of joys. I love having to do supercharges like this. They're pretty rough. And that one's gonna need an even bigger hook motion. Let's go open up these pots. Remember, this time now we can actually use the butterflies from the rats. So it's not just me being a jerk to the rats. I'm surprised that worked. I couldn't quite see where I was going, but I thought for sure that I was still not turning hard enough.
Do you see that big building over there? The gear grinders are using it to steal our electricity. Please help us by shutting down the machinery inside.
How do they steal the electricity? Glide over to the factory. I'll do that in a second. I'm just touring the area here to make sure that I don't miss any treasure, because that feels like a place that I would check very early on, and I'd feel real stupid coming back to it later, not having what I need. Yeah, I gotta remember to check behind the propeller. Is this not where I'm supposed to go? I guess not. Ooh, I see. You've got a whole lot of this stuff to do here, too. All right.
Spyro, you have done well so far.
Well, thanks, buddy.
The next glides get tricky. You'll have to remember to press the action button when you're...
Ooh, 5 stars, you say? Well, I can already see that we've got a windmill involved here, so this is actually going to be kind of tricky because it's a timing exercise. And I failed it pretty miserably. There's some more treasure on the ground surface for me to pick up. Not to mention more areas of the level to do. Or at the very least, a building to explore here.
Thank you, Spyro. You've deactivated all of the electric barrier.
Yay, I got a talisman. Oh, it's pretty good bit of design. I like the overall thing it's trying to do, but also, oof. That windmill part. That's gonna sting a little bit. Crud. Oh, okay, there's a... I don't even have to redo that part. Good, 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 good. I didn't notice that at first, and I was a little bit upset about that. I was... If I timed that a little differently, I can probably just glide to hop on the chopper there. It sure seems like it's possible. I'm not going to be very good at it, that's for sure. However, thankfully, it's a very easy way to get back. I was worried about that for a second, which is why I was trying to redo that jump course. Not so much because I thought, oh, maybe I missed something there, which I mean is certainly possible, but more because I thought I had to. I didn't see the whirlwind at first, the updraft, pardon me. But no, there's an updraft there, and I mean, it could be a little closer, but it's pretty good. And, ooh, I see one more thing. Was I supposed to have hit that before? I probably was. Yeah, that will fix things pretty good. I didn't even see that the first time. That's embarrassing. Only make fun of me a little bit. I have bad eyesight. I really kind of feel a lot like that one Mega Man Star Force meme where it's the old man and he's saying, "I'm 30 years old," which incidentally is not actually a line from any of those games, but it's a really good image. My name is Hans. Living has ruined my life. I'm 31 years old. It was within the last, like, 2 years. It was pretty recent. I'm trying to pin down when I first started wearing these glasses. The ones that I have, the tortoiseshell glasses. It hasn't been that long. I'll say that.
Spyro, help! The switch to turn off the gear grinder factory is in that room, but, it's awfully noisy in there.
What, can you only hear the switch's existence? All right. How's our... Hey, wait a second. Wasn't I supposed to get an orb for the other thing? Yeah, fuck it. We'll hash that in a second.
Thanks for shutting down the factory. Here, I found this stuck between the gears. You can...
Oh, there's our orb. And we're still missing 3 treasure. Which means I've probably left it somewhere quite stupid. Alright, we already got all this stuff. Just having a quick scan of the area to, again, make sure I didn't lose nothing anywhere in a really stupidly obvious place. That looks like a location we haven't been to yet. I think. Ah, yeah, here's our last 3 treasure.
lightning stones. If you can
Okay, so do I need to spit these into somewhere specific? I assume I do. Yeah, okay. But I assume I've also got to get these guys at the same time, otherwise they'll take the orbs back out, possibly. I mean, other than the fact that it's just a goal, but... Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, is that... these guys have some sort of set pattern that they show up in, or am I just gonna have to... Basically, is there a strategy here other than just wait for things to happen to you? I think this is a good way to put it. By wait for things to happen to you, I mean go back and forth. At the very least, they seem to walk really simplistic patterns. Oh, I heard a noise. I'm making an assumption by the way that it was worded as catch the thieves, that once I get all 10 of them, I'll basically be safe to set up the orbs without any sort of fear of being annoyed. But that may not necessarily bear out. Maybe I'm just hopeful because... Otherwise, the sheer amount of juggling stuff would be kind of more annoying. Oops. Back the lightning stone. Oh, is that all I needed to...
Thank you,
yeah.
Spyro. I found this shop.
Well, that's not so bad. For a second, I thought there was a number 3 on that panel. I was very confused. It is not. It's just a shape that sort of looks like that a little bit. No real need for me to do this, but I like going fast. I've played enough Sonic games on this channel that you guys know that, though. Neener. Good job, guys. You did it, you little Megacorp employees. Yay. Sorry. Well, gang, it's been about 3 hours, and a lot of that was spent on me misunderstanding a goal. So, yeah, that's going to be the end of today's session. We will come back to this very, very soon.